Hello everybody, welcome to your watch along of Istanbul Basaksehir versus Hearts in the Uefa Conference League. This is the last game of the group stages. And hopefully your Hearts can get the 3 points. And here we go, Hearts versus Istanbul Basaksehir, folks.
And albeit that Heart of Midlothian's participation ends in the Basaksehir Fatih Terim Stadium, it's been quite the adventure so far. Bumpy at times, without a doubt, but from St Gallen to Riga, Tuscany to Tynecastle, and now in the wonderful city of Istanbul, it has been an experience that those who have been a part
get ready to lose, unfortunately.
Must drive the thirst for more to make it a regular occurrence rather than once every 18 years. Basaksehir looked to be running away with Group A, but a defeat on match day 5 at the Stadio Artemio Franchi has left them needing a victory here to secure top spot. That result in Florence not only kept the Viola in the hunt, but ended Hearts' chances of qualification to the knockout stages. 8 weeks on from match day 1 at Tynecastle, when Basaksehir silenced Gorgie and really showed their class. Hearts have gone on to record 2 victories over RFS, the only side in the group to do so. But the difference in the level when they've come up against the big 2 in the group has shown.
God! What?
Desperate to get back into these group stages next season to show their progress. A tough ask, current league position, but Robbie Nielsen will have belief in this squad.
I'll give you guys the lineup. This is your lineup for Istanbul Basaksehir, folks. And here is your lineup for Hearts, folks. And hopefully it'll be a decent game.
The stadium is built for 17,000 supporters, but the usual attendance is around about the 3 or 4 mark. Basaksehir played domestically on Monday night, and there's 6 changes from that side as the frontline players return, although Lucas Biglia and Mahmout Tekdemir are the 2 main absentees. Hassan Ali Kalderim opened the scoring when the sides met in match day 1. Yusuf Ndaya Shumea netted off the bench at Tynecastle. The front 3 present a real danger. Bertrand Traore, on loan from Aston Villa, Serdar Gurler and Stefano Okaka have all scored in Group A. Officials will come from Georgia. Goga Kikishvili is the man with the whistle. Leading Hearts once again. This is his 85th appearance in Europe in his career. Brazilian captain for Basaksehir, Junior Quesada.
It was up front. Oh, you and Henderson. We got a striker that's not a striker. We're playing a non-striker up front. Great.
Meanwhile, Craig Gordon pulls on the gloves for a 22nd time in Europe for Hearts, equaling the record held by Stephen Presley and Henry Smith. It's a big night for Craig Gordon. Will he go on to break that record next season if Hearts can manage to get their way back into European competition? Scotland's final European participants in the 22-23 season. Heart of Midlothian though playing for pride, while Istanbul Basaksehir.
The game's on the way. Istanbul Basaksehir versus Hearts, folks, in the UEFA Conference League.
An early touch for Craig Gordon to hammer it long, and we do just wonder if Alan Forrest will be the man to try and get closest to Ewan Henderson. Diashimia to Junior Kesara. Traore puts it on neatly to Turuc. Tuba, the Algerian centre-half, playing alongside fellow summer signing in Leo Duarte, who arrived from AC Milan, another Brazilian in the back four for Basaksehir, who really have impressed in this group, starting out in that game at Tynecastle, and it was a real wake-up call for Hearts at this level. Stephen Craigan alongside me this evening, and Stephen, there's obviously not progression to be played for in terms of the tournament, but this is still a big night.
Come on, don't lose and don't get battered.
The challenge ahead is very tough, but you know, they've won their last 2 games. They've built up a little bit of momentum.
Oh, that's stupid defending, man.
On the attack. It goes from Stefano Okaka. The first sighting of goal comes 90 seconds into the contest.
And that's a warning sign that early on in games away from home, why do you want to overplay?
Overplay too much.
Basaksehir want to press high, they want to be aggressive, they commit men forward, don't play into their hands. I mean, look at the overload, because Hearts are trying to play small, basic, simple passes in areas that probably isn't on. So turn early on, put it in behind, allow Alan Forrest to run, and Robbie Nielsen has to get that message on.
That's a good point. Basaksehir in that move had 6 players in the Hearts box. But Okaka, who's scored twice in the group, both of those coming against the Latvian champions RFS. They've been pretty solid on home soil as well, Basaksehir, with 2 wins in the group, both by 3-0.
I think tonight for Hearts, it's about going and embracing the challenge.
Just don't lose and just don't get battered and try your best. That's what you can do.
Every time you go onto the pitch, you get a chance to shine and cause an upset. Go and show that. Get people talking about you for the right reasons.
Kesara. Duarte.
Oh, you're giving them too much space.
Approach again for Okaka, and Traore has made a beeline for the penalty spot. It's well defended by Toby Simic, and out for the first corner of the game is Emre Belazoglu, better known just as Emre during his playing time, particularly with Inter Milan, Newcastle, Atletico Madrid, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, making his name in management. Captain for 4 years as well at the end of his career.
We're getting out.
The corner is and the opening goal of the game. And it's exactly
what we don't
the
want.
start that Hearts wanted to avoid. Yusuf and Diashimia.
Folks,
it's
it's Istanbul Basaksehir 1, Hearts 0, folks. Basically gave a free header. Stupid defending. You shouldn't give a free header like that.
And it's probably the reason why Robbie Nielsen went with 3 settled defenders tonight, to try and guard against it.
Hello, Cammy, how you doing?
Opponent, not allowing him to get a run on you, standing firm. I think it's Lewis Nielsen who possibly drops a runner. He stands still, and Diashimia, I mean, he can't really miss from there, let's be honest. But the ball in as well, wonderful pace. It takes a lot of players out of play. And Robbie Nielsen's last message will have been, keep it tight, keep it compact, be hard to play against.
Not a good start.
Midfielder from Burundi. It's his 2nd goal of the group, both coming against Hearts. He came off the bench at Tynecastle to score.
Come on, you can play better than this, man.
aggressive midfielder. Now,
Go on.
Henderson
Hey.
head down,
Oh,
but
ref, that's a free kick all day long.
now Alex Cochrane.
That's a ball. Oh,
He got
you
free.
far.
And a swing and a
Ah, so got it so far.
My first thought about Ewan Henderson.
I wonder did he swipe at that, missed it completely.
For a diving header, rather than trying to go with your right foot, but at the set, it's a good response.
Ah, stress.
Too often in this competition, when they went behind, they've capitulated, they've turned over, they've rolled themselves over, and allowed the opposition to get away from them. That can happen.
Civic out to Nielsen.
That's a ball.
It's accurate as well for
Have a shot. That's a free kick.
running onto it. He's told to get to his feet. And
Oh.
Henderson. It was Connor Smith rather who went down, and he's in a bit of pain on the edge of the box.
Well, he's certainly been active in the last couple of minutes, hasn't he, Ewan Henderson? Connor Smith, just a clash of heads with Dashimia. The ball comes to Ewan Henderson, he gets it onto his left foot and he lets fly. Shangazer didn't move in the Basaksehir goal. He thought it was possibly going to put him in trouble, but he didn't move at all. You talk about making an impression. This is a big night for Ewan Henderson to really show that he can go and compete with the likes of Humphreys and Shackman for that number 9 role.
Certainly his first start for Hearts since April 2021 in the Championship against Wraith Rovers. Ewan Henderson. He's had 6 sub-appearances this season, with 2 of those coming in Europe. Start for the 22-year-old. Helped on by Alexic. He's got it back now, the Serbian midfielder, Dayashimir. Sliding in was Atkinson to hold up the play.
He's a deuce. Yes.
I think they just have to be careful of their high line, Hearts. I know they want to try and squeeze up the pitch, but
Oh,
when the player of possession has got time,
he's saying, what am I doing this weekend?
you have to protect the space in behind you. You can't allow them to play.
I don't know because of I don't know what the weather's going to be like.
Otherwise, you'll be in trouble.
Good, we've had nothing but rain the last 2 days or 3, so it's I don't really tend to plan ahead unless I know that there's going to be no bad weather, and then I can plan ahead.
They haven't conceded in this group until they went to Florence on match day 5.
But if I'm doing anything, I might be streaming, but that won't be until might be on Saturday or Sunday, stuff like that.
So they try and suffocate the opposition, which means they're playing further away from their own goal and putting all the emphasis on the opposition.
Oh, that's another bad. Well, at least it's benefit. Keep going.
There's been a goal in the other game, and Fiorentina and Barak are 1 up. So the 2 that are fighting it out for top spot in the group, both on 10 points, have got themselves in front early on. Basaksehir do hold the advantage over the
I've not really
Italians.
got anything big planned until next week.
So all they need to do is match Fiorentina's result. Kaisara back to Alexic.
When I'm going to the cinema.
Shamir goes down under the challenge of Cami Devlin,
Wakanda forever.
a player that Robbie Nielsen will be delighted to have.
I'm going to see Wakanda forever.
Atkinson, Peter Haring.
New Black Panther.
Training, but not fit enough for this one. The injury list is at least shortening because
Yeah, the new Black Panther movie is what I'm going to see.
Factor in Hearts' season so far. We have mentioned it on numerous occasions, but 10, 12 players out. Of course, Robert Snodgrass can't play in European competition either. Left for Dennis Turuc, has actually swung in with the right foot, and again a free header, but the offside flag had gone up.
Yeah, you know, this Hearts side haven't showed a true reflection of themselves in this competition due to injuries and due to the unavailability of some of the players. It's a good line by Hearts from that set play, I've got to say. It's always easy to drop into the space that you leave, but they got it spot on. And that's why Robbie Nielsen will want to get a side back to this stage next season, whether it's the group stages of the Europa League or group stages of the Conference League, so they can show.
So it sounds like everyone's still busy.
Get a full strength squad, learn from the mistakes, defend set plays better, stop crosses into your
Okay.
things that have really hindered them from progressing.
Serdar Gurler taking on Toby Sibic. Calderim. Traore. Neat touch back to Kaisara. Traore again. Just took his eye off it slightly.
Come on, get it out.
He's being bundled out of play by Alex Cochrane.
Ah.
He and
So you still play for that, but you won't for someone getting tripped? What?
I don't think there's any doubt it was late.
Referee's rule book is definitely rolled out the window.
He does give him a little nudge. It's quite extravagant in the end from Traore. But Hearts don't really want to be giving away set plays in wide areas. We already witnessed tonight the vulnerability they've shown. That's gripped them throughout this group stage. It's all about making first contact. Get your head in the ball.
So again, a tester for that Hearts defensive line, and they are up to it this time from the set play. Forward it goes from Smith.
Get out! 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 Out!
That's the one thing about Ewan Henderson. He's very dynamic. You know, he's quite happy to go and stretch the game. Got lots of youthful energy. So when Hearts can isolate him 1v1, can you give him good service? Can the distribution into his area of the pitch be good enough that he can face defenders up 1v1?
So that is a free kick, but the head clash ain't. Yeah, it's ridiculous, mate.
His European debut at Tynecastle. He has been used in the
Come on, we need to do something like passing wise. That's a
defence.
ball.
Here's Grant.
That is a ball and a half.
George Grant with the good
Oh!
Shangazer to the rescue.
Blooming keeper, if you didn't come out, would have been in the back of the net.
Storming up on the right hand side, showing that Hearts aren't shy to commit forward.
Yeah.
It was excellent play in midfield. George Grant.
Yes.
I think Alan Forrest had a touch. Good switch of play. That's where Hearts can try and get the overload when the attack is down that right hand side. The fullbacks tucking in
What?
narrow. It allows Atkinson down the right hand side and Cochrane down the left hand side to go and join in the play.
What? I'm still in the process of getting all of the music over there, but it's just taken a long time because I've been also busy doing other stuff during the week. Yeah, I'm nearly at the end of it, but it's just with all the streaming I've done this week's got in the way.
Skipper the side in the
But as soon as I get on, after I finish streaming today, I'm getting straight back onto it and getting the rest of it done.
absentee this evening.
And then it'll be all set, and then it'll be all done after that.
Shamir.
It is good.
City in the summer now. Breaking over the top as Kakan flag goes up.
Yeah.
Gordon in any case.
I still think it's a really ambitious high line the Hearts are playing. You know, Kaka isn't very clever. He's just got to hold his run a little bit, or he's got to go towards the ball. And it's one of the attacking.
Bad ball, man. He said, keep the line. Don't give him space.
Sometimes it's not always focusing on the man you're playing against. You've got to be aware around about you of someone else trying to penetrate.
That's a free kick. Thank you, F. Thank you for the free kick. Thank you.
Took a touch from Yusuf and
not too sure there's an awful lot that
You mean the legendary video where I tried to go down the hill literally on a swivel chair?
on his shin. He goes for the studs.
Just
Tell you what,
I moved 2019 September, but
conversation, but
we didn't move into the house we are in until actually a month before everything kicked in the world.
really has no need whatsoever to go with the studs on the shin.
Still feeling the effects of it. George Grant. Hearts will have the throw in well up the pitch.
Not basketball, football. I used to do a lot of that, and I do a lot of rugby.
It's easy to feel sorry
I'm sports
for yourself
for that.
to go behind your
I do
own
try and do a lot of sports if I try my best.
They've shown a little bit of bravery. They've took the ball. They've tried to make passes.
Come on, keep going. Free kick. Thank you, ref.
You mentioned him earlier on, Roy. You know, his resilience to just continually play. He's played out of position. He's played as a left wing back.
Yeah, so I'm nearly there with the second channel. Nearly there.
You know, he's been dragged everywhere. The one thing, he always rolls up his sleeves, pulls up his socks and goes and gets on with the game and does his best. Alex Cochran, a young man making his way in the game, and that's a great attitude to have.
Played every minute in this group. He leaves it.
That's a ball. Ah, no one there. Okay.
Able to win the second header though. Grant comes in. Back with Basaksehir. Rather.
Not really that much because I'm not making any plans because we don't know what weather's going to be like because of what's happened the rest of this week.
Back into their own corner.
So I always get told not to make plans just in case the weather just turns and it ruins the plan. So I don't like making it too early. I wait until literally day before.
Robbie Nielsen himself made 16 appearances for Hearts in Europe, amongst his 249 games in total.
That's out. Oh, that was out, ref. Free kick. Thank you very much. Football at the moment.
Atkinson was clipped by Serdar.
It's the one thing you have to be against this Basaksehir side. You've got to be dynamic. You've got to be prepared to run forward when the opportunity's there. But likewise, the game goes two ways. You've got to be prepared to do the hard yards defensively. You said it earlier that they've got young players on the side. Cameron Devlin's only 24. Atkinson's 23. Cochran's 22.
Yeah, I'll be letting. Yeah, as soon as the second channel's done, I'll be letting people know about it. But I'm not letting people know until it's officially done.
Take out Michael Smith at 34 and Craig Gordon 39. Turns 40 on New Year's Eve. Certainly is.
Okay. All I just need to get now is like a proper logo for it. All I've done is just added the word like music to the original logo.
He gets there ahead of Duarte. Support arriving. It's on from Devlin. Michael Smith and Devlin goes down. It is the.
And it sounds like everybody's busy.
To create the opportunity, but a second reprieve.
That all comes because they're courageous, because they step
That's
forward.
good.
I think it's George Grant in midfield. Capitalised on a slack pass. Then Cammy Devlin using his body well. There's no panic. They're trying to make passes. Not flustered. Really good response. Honestly, I've been impressed by them. The aforementioned players who maybe aren't regulars in Robbie Nielsen's side. This could be a night to put a little bit of doubt in your manager's mind of when he's picking a team for the weekend or next midweek. This is what it's all about. Every game you play is an opportunity.
It's Cochran.
Oh, what is that?
I think a breakdown in communication there by the would-be attackers of that ball. Not getting the timing right there, Hearts, and that will be frustrating for Robbie Nielsen.
I always think that's a hard angle to try and generate a cross into the box. I would always like it moved 4 or 5 yards, so defenders have to readjust their position and then cross it from a different angle.
Sliding his Calder in to make sure Basaksehir keep a hold of the ball. Sarah, and decision goes against Lewis Nielsen.
The game's been a little bit scrappy in the last 10 minutes, but I don't think Hearts will mind. Because at Tynecastle, Basaksehir were allowed to get into the rhythm. They were really cohesive, they moved the ball, and Hearts couldn't stop them. So the game's turning over at start. It's a little bit bitty. And Robin Nielsen will be pleased because once Emery said get going, they're hard to stop.
Traore, a slightly risky ball back to his goalkeeper.
We did wonder if Alan Forrest would play in behind Ewan Henderson, but it looks like he's playing as a second centre forward, which means when Hearts
Just football.
they tend to have two players up the pitch, which is a good outlet.
Yeah.
Possibly stopping the centre halves of Basaksehir joining in higher up the pitch as much as what they would want.
Shot from the goalkeeper as he finds Alexic. Tuba forward.
Not got much busyness until next week. Looking forward to the cinema next week.
Not able to keep up with it. He was
When the new Black Panther's out. Looking forward to that.
back in the national team setup after a 4-year absence.
You just see how aggressive Basaksehir are. And I just think Craig Gordon, the experienced pro, push your centre halves up.
I didn't even know Prince of Thieves had a game.
And see if you can pick up scraps. See if you can pick up second balls in and around the centre circle and play from there.
So I've learned something new today.
Midway point in the first half. Craig Gordon to send one long. Shemia just with the slightly heavy touch that allows.
Because there's some games that are beaten out that shouldn't be games.
By Traore.
AKA Crazy Frog.
Grant to
That should never be a game.
middle of the park, but Civic able to react and get there first. Back with Civic, who's man of the match on
That should never be a thing.
RFS.
Yeah. The one that me and Jack played, Crazy Frog,
To his countrymen.
raised to that should never be a game.
Shemia.
He's a good footballer. There's Shemia. Really tidy in possession. Can play as a centre half as well.
Hello.
What I was talking about, the centre half, he loves to go in the midfield to win the ball.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Because he's more than comfortable playing in that area of the pitch.
Where are you?
He's got an eye for goal as well. 5 for the season. Shemia. Opened the scoring on Monday against Giresunspor. 2-2 games for Burundi. Given away, here's Kaka. Free kick and little card as well
Hello.
from Toby Civic.
It's just
So what are you up to today?
concentration from Toby Civic.
Why?
Card goes up for Connor Smith. I think it's Toby Civic. It's got it, but just try
That's a
to
bit
do
boring. You should be out doing stuff.
Centre halves. Don't complicate the game. You can see there, he just gives him a little tug of the jersey over
So I thought you would be out doing stuff because it's better than being indoors.
Just pass the ball on to someone else and relieve your duties.
Like what?
Connor Smith misses the first game of next season in Europe. He'll be livid.
I bet you're only out in there to go and get like the bus and that's it.
We were 1 yellow card away from.
I bet it was to get the bus and that's it.
Toby Civic, the man that received that yellow.
Oh, not Liverpool.
Gurler and Turuc. The two over it. It is Turuc.
Oh, it's not. Oh, not Wrexham shite. Not Wrexham shite because literally, a lot of people know. All my regulars all know my opinions on them. I cannot stand them because I just think they're Hollywood money grabbers.
Stamford Bridge for Premier League today, with all the goals from the Saturday action, followed by Chelsea against Arsenal.
Yeah, a lot of people call money grabbers because no other club has had something like that happen to them.
And ultimate.
I think that free kick was given in favour of Hearts because Bertrand Traore was too close to the wall. I think he's got to be a metre away, and he was touched tight with one of the players in the wall. So I think that's possible.
Yeah, but it's made him come like public enemy number one by a lot of other supporters.
Gurler gets back up, but Cammy Devlin penalised.
So what have you got for?
I think he does get the ball. There's no doubt, sir.
Yes, they've been there for literally 14 years, most of my life.
You know, players are going to go down easily.
Does bring an energy into the middle of the park. Cammy Devlin.
I've still got my favourite ever scene from that movie, from that series, and it still cracks me up. When Ryan Reynolds goes right to the face, he goes, "Moran, if I see a red card, the only thing they'll see is your tongue." that literally went viral when that happened. It went viral all over the internet. Yeah, I could see the ins and outs, but also it's good to see all the back. Oh, just see him lose because I don't like it. I can't, and that's the bloke I can't stand. If you ever watch my streams, you know my opinions on their main striker. You've seen my reactions to when he scored. I ate it. Yeah, they played against us this season, but not been able to beat us. So great. Yeah, so what have you got planned for the rest of the day? Boring. It is, I'm not a board game person, so it would be boring. Yeah, I'm surprised you not got yourself Call of Duty or something.
The attention from Hearts frontman.
First impression, yes, he goes and makes a tackle on Henderson, but I don't think it affords the rules and the reaction.
That is good.
From Duarte. He plays the ball.
It's better than getting Gotham Knight.
With Duarte, yeah.
It's actually quite good quality.
Expect a little bit more from yourself.
But the other thing, you can't get too many games because on console there's not. Yeah, that's why. That's what I'm saying. If you were to get Call of Duty, it means that me and you could play together. We would.
It's good again.
Yeah.
Mark's good energy. The minute the ball goes in behind the back four, they're quite happy to step.
All right then.
Try and win and higher
Bye.
on the pitch. The problem I've had is when they build the play from the back, they can't get into the centre forwards with enough quality, so they can go and work their magic.
Traore and Turuc all down at one stage there.
Right, Cammy. I think I've not spelled that wrong. I think it's what Hearts have put on Twitter for the name. Ah, yeah, I was in a bit of a rush. Sorry about. Thank you for letting me know, Cammy. It sounds like it shouldn't have an I in. It should have an E in. If you think about it logically, but it has an I in it. So thanks for letting me know.
Played with a bravery since going behind. Tuba.
So put your question in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new. So guys, put your question in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and
That's what he's got
hopefully
to
you
do.
guys are enjoying the stream.
Alan Forrest, when he comes short to take it with defenders behind him, he's got to control the ball, he's got to get it in.
Cochran saw that well. Forrest battling away. Nielsen. Header forward is now Forrest. Hearts can get it under control.
Hearts are actually doing alright this game so far. It's the best I've seen them play for a while against the big teams in this group.
George Grant.
That's a couple that George Grant has had on him. Dashimia had one, and I mean that is as clear, that there is as clear a free kick and a yellow card as you will see. You can see Casara put his hands up trying to plead his innocence, but that's a poor tackle. Referee hasn't done his job.
Is the question for you guys to ask, are you guys enjoying the stream? Yes, it's awesome. No, it's rubbish. But I will be back in a tick. Start pop up quickly. But, folks, I do apologise if anything happens, because it looks like the actual stream, the actual footage for this exact game is had a bit of an issue. But I will be back in a tick, folks. I apologise, folks. We're having issues. And it is 2-0 to Istanbul Basaksehir. But I'm not going to know what happened to let you guys know what actually happened. Because BT Sports all of a sudden decided it didn't want to play the actual stream. It didn't want to play the actual game. So I'm trying to get on to watch it. And it's not even allowing me. It's not even allowing me to even watch. Guys. Is it half time or something? I'm bare confused right now. I'm bare confused right now. Yep. Guys, I do apologise because it's replaying the thing for the UEFA Conference League when it shouldn't be. And this is on the Istanbul Basaksehir Hearts game. I don't know if they've had to take it off and restart the programme again. Oh, they bloody have. Folks. Oh my god, guys. This is ridiculous. BT Sports, it's gone absolutely wrong. The game is near enough at half time, and we can't even watch the game because the BT Sport commentary is literally restarting their coverage of the game from the actual start of the actual coverage. So right from the start, they're not even. There we go. Sorry about all that, folks. Literally, it's just something that BT Sports have been doing has been ridiculous. That it will not be working. Then as soon as you try and put it back on again, it then actually takes you back to the start of the actual full coverage. So I apologise, folks. Put your question in the chat, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Sara, Kaka, Shamir, unable to find Duarte.
You know, when you look at this game in isolation,
They're threat with that long ball over the top, sensing the opportunity in behind.
it probably epitomises Hearts' campaign. Conceded avoidable goals when they've actually been doing okay at times in the game. That's something that they have to dramatically improve on if they want to get back here next season and be competitive and cause an upset. Because it can't be easy to play against and continually give up cheap goals and expect to progress.
That's neat and tidy. Shamir now out to Bertrand Traore.
So guys, put your question in the chat. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream.
Henderson will get there first. And now Forrest.
Come on, Hearts! Ah.
Excellent play, I've got to say. This was the potential handball. Actually, Ewan Henderson possibly bounces off his shoulder. It's not a penalty kick, no doubt about it. But again, the Hearts players are asking the question of the referee. Duarte had a lunge at Alan Forrest as he took the ball past him down this left-hand side. Just because he doesn't make contact doesn't mean...
So guys, keep your questions coming.
But nothing, once again.
Hearts will have a another attempt at the throw. 4.5 minutes to go until half time. Cochrane with it, back from Grant. They link up nicely. Devlin, all the way back though to Smith and now Civic, and it might have to go to Gordon as well. Hearts from up by the Basaksehir corner flag, playing themselves almost into trouble there.
So guys, keep your questions coming, like, sub and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Well, there's one final live Premier League offering before the World Cup, and that comes from the Etihad Stadium where Manchester City face Brentford. That's on Saturday the 12th of November on BT Sport 1 and Ultimate. And a further date for your diary, on the Saturday the 3rd of December, Tyson Fury faces Derek Chisora in an all-British heavyweight showdown at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's live only on BT Sport Box Office. Kesara was on to the idea from Grant, and sliding in was Alex Cochrane. He will get away without the yellow card.
Yeah, he does connect with his foot, no doubt about it. It's a strong challenge from Alex Cochrane. There's a free kick, I don't think it's anything more. But you look at the game, and Hearts have been good at times and played through midfield. It's just having that cutting edge, that little bit of quality at the top end.
Come on, Hearts!
Distribution into the strikers, or whether it's the strikers' individual play making something happen. It's just eluded them in this game. I think they've got Lawrence Shank and Barry Mackay possibly to come on. The longer the game goes, they could bring a little bit of brightness to the game.
Devlin's header straight to Gurler. He wins it back, but illegally so.
I always think that's one of the ones where the two players are going for the same ball at the same height. How you penalise one and not the other.
Hearts just need to go for it, but we're trying our best.
Breaks play up, gives away fouls at times. Probably does well not to get more bookings.
Goes short, instead the goalkeeper goes long looking for Gurler and calls Gordon from his goals again. Devlin, so Kaka using that strength to hold the Australian off. Then Duarte to Turuc. Brazilian again, Kaka. Quite what was intended from the Italian striker.
Cut!
Shamia stepping in as George Grant. Did well to help it on to Alan Forrest, but Hearts lose out.
There'll be parts of the first half, probably large parts of it, Robbie Nielsen will be pleased with regards to players taking the ball and taking a touch, showing good composure.
Hearts need to start playing because if they're not careful, they can get back from below the post.
Really, any ownership at any time, they were always continually chasing the ball. Spent so long without it. When they actually arrived in possession, they were tired and fatigued. But tonight's been different. However, the Achilles heel have not defended properly. Let's get back to bite them.
2 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Turuc to Duarte. The supporters that have made the journey to Istanbul will be desperate for just a moment of celebration some party in Fiorentina.
Go Hearts! Hey!
Here sliding in and
That's a foul!
well
Referee!
Tuba on Ewan Henderson. Hearts are furious that nothing went their way there.
That was the first real glimpse for Ewan Henderson to show his pace. Just that touch, it's probably just too much, I have to say. It is a good recovering tackle by Tuba. Does get the ball, probably gives a little nudge to Ewan Henderson as well. He does actually catches him in the knee before he gets the ball, so referee once again showing his inconsistencies.
Hearts for the free kick is a robbing gate. How have Hearts not got anything, got a free kick from that? It's still a joke.
It's there for Michael Smith. Devlin. Straight to Shamir, but Hearts on the attack again. It's Cochrane. No way past. Kaisara.
Ooh.
Gives it straight to Grant, wins it back. The Basaksehir.
Well, Hearts.
Grant with a really good, strong, fair challenge to get Hearts in the ascendancy. It's a
Okay, Hearts.
from Cochrane. And Duarte knocks it out for a corner and perhaps an opportunity for Hearts right at the end of this half.
Do you know what? A goal would be what they fully deserve for their effort and their energy and their appetite for the first half. It would also put a completely different complexion on the game. George Grant, I think he's been really good tonight. Really has. Breaking things up in midfield, prepared to get forward. Is there one last chance for them?
It will be Grant with the delivery. It's right on top of the goalkeeper. Mohamed Cengizer claims the ball, and the referee brings a close to the first half, which saw Basaksehir.
Half time, folks. Hearts 0, Istanbul Basaksehir 2. And Hearts have actually played not too bad.
Gurler taking advantage of a mistake from Craig Gordon to make it 2-0 just after the half-hour mark. At the break, it is Basaksehir 2, Hearts 0.
No way. Yes way. Motorway, the way to sell your car, sponsors this program on BT Sport.
That's for you guys to indulge in what you guys think of the first half. Huh. Come on, Hearts. So guys, keep your questions coming, folks. Hearts better come out better in the second half. So Hearts just need to come out better in the second half and play with a purpose. So hopefully in the second half, folks, Hearts can get back in it and at least get a goal to sympathise with him. So it's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. Hearts have got to go for it. Hearts have got to go for it. In the second half, it's better than nothing, losing. The Hearts need to go for it in the second half. I'm going to be back in about a few minutes, folks. Ready for the second half. I am now back, folks, ready for the second half. It has just literally have just kicked off. Hearts 0, Basaksehir 2.
For Heart of Midlothian. Getting out of the tournament, as we knew before they'd even kicked off on match day 5.
So guys,
Strange situation where 6 points would actually have kept them in contention in all but one of the other groups. 2 other teams sitting in second place going into tonight's games on 6 points themselves. It's a group dominated.
come on Hearts, get a goal please.
By the big 2, as predicted before things kicked off. Basaksehir looking good to claim top spots, which will mean that they avoid the knockout playoff round, so they'll get to skip that as long as things stay as they are, while Fiorentina would go into that extra round of games and they would face one of the drop-ins from the Europa League, the teams that finished 3rd in those groups will go in there.
The Hearts came into the group 3rd seeds and they will finish 3rd in the group. So, you know, they haven't underachieved as such, but they knew ahead of the group they would have had to overachieve in 1 or 2 games to try and give themselves a chance. And in fairness, they haven't really threatened to beat Fiorentina or Basaksehir. This is probably as competitive as it's been in that first half here in Istanbul. So they know what they have to do. Finish 3rd next season, give themselves another chance.
Calderon, what will that change do you think to the shape of this Hearts side with Michael Smith going off, Andy Halliday coming on, who's been in a good bit of goal scoring form, 2 in his last 2?
I think they're going to stick with the back 3. Andy Halliday will play as a left wing back and Alex Cochrane will move in more as left centre half. Lewis Nielsen will actually go from left centre half to right centre half. Toby Civic will stay in the centre. I think it's just a case of sharing the workload. Michael Smith is an experienced player. It's not probably because Neil and Michael dissected his game at half time or as part of the second goal.
Here comes Traore.
Come on Hearts.
Advancing well down the right hand side, he's still got it.
Hearts just need to keep stuff going.
Unleashing a shot. And the chase on for Henderson. Can't be done by
Hearts need to get into the game, need to get better. Come on, folks, put your question in the chat, like, sub and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Tuba, Duarte, Ewan Henderson, when the opportunity's been on, he's quite happy to stretch in behind and chase things down, so they haven't had the easy evening they probably expected.
Here's Okaka. Kaisara. Traore, they can certainly run. Takes the ball with him too. Looks to deliver in towards Turuc. Daeshimir. Kaisara again, and Traore with another opportunity to cause some chaos. Hearts can't get the ball clear. Daeshimir lofts it out to Serdar Gurla.
So guys,
And the strike comes in from Alexic.
Yeah, it's all hands to the pump, isn't it? Bertrand Traore started the second half in fine form. He just glides past players at times, and when he comes in from that right hand side onto his left foot, you see he's always trying to take shots and he's trying to bend the ball into the far corner.
There's been some big clubs over the years. Chelsea, Aston Villa, he's on loan from them. Leon.
there we go, folks. Who do you support? Istanbul Basaksehir or Hearts, folks?
Manchester United in 2017. Gurla. Out it comes from Turuc to Calderon. Daeshimir.
Come on, Hearts.
Wasted too much time. And now Alan Forrest and Ewan Henderson will look to do it themselves. Surrounded by Basaksehir.
Where are Hearts? Where are Hearts? Where are Hearts? Where are Hearts?
Still got it though, Forrest and Atkinson.
Excellent link-up play, I have to say, by Forrest and Ewan Henderson. And Henderson quickly realised that there was too many Basaksehir defenders in his path to go forward, so quite happily came out, keep the ball, recycle it, build your play again.
Cochran up to Henderson. Turning it's Shamian. Well, think himself.
So hopefully Hearts can get going, folks.
Stage.
Something else starts creeping into
And at the moment it's Hearts 0, Istanbul 2.
He's thinking he's had 3 or 4 fouls this evening.
Nielsen's delivery forward, comfortably read. Gurler. Out for Alexic.
Come on, Hearts!
Duarte. Shamian. Calderon. Gurler.
Good challenge.
Turic. And the flag does go up.
Something I noticed at Tynecastle about Basaksehir is they always have someone running ahead of the ball. Not necessarily always to get in possession of it. This time Turic did. He was offside, but there's always someone trying to disrupt the back line of Hearts to possibly create space for someone else.
Flicked on by Henderson for Forrest to rush onto it. Stage of the tournament, a win worth €500,000. Draw 166,000. To go with the base for being in the group stages of just under €3 million, plus the gate receipts of the 3 full houses at Tynecastle. So it'll be a profitable venture for the accountants at Gorgie.
Can't help but think if Hearts could get that for 2 or 3 seasons, 4 seasons in a row, and accumulate the money, the experience, and everything goes with it. It would just mean they can gradually build and add and progress. It should mean then they get better as the tournaments and the years go on.
Well, that's where the emergence of this competition has been really helpful. Is it allows for those that maybe aren't regulars at group stages to have an opportunity. If you can become the third force, however your coefficient works out, but in Scotland the third force in your country, then it gives you a real opportunity to be a regular in group stage football. A chance
Come on, Hearts!
to be a game changer for Hearts if they can be that club that is the one that regularly steps up. Alexic in, Traore with the control, and then struck by Kaisara well over the top from the right back.
Once again, that move involves Alexic from midfield, breaking the line, trying to get in behind, disrupting the back line, and then it allows the players behind to go and back him up and try and feed off the scraps. It's always drifting over from Kaisara. He probably knows his team are comfortable in the game, but as all managers want, more goals, a little bit more comfort, more breathing space.
Keeps it in, but for Basaksehir to retrieve possession.
We spoke about players learning from the negative experiences they've had. Sometimes you've got to suffer setback to try and put you back on the straight and narrow so you can improve. But I'm sure Robbie Nielsen has learned an awful lot as well.
Come on, Hearts!
Head of recruitment. Probably just about the depth of squad that you need, certain players in certain positions, style of play, tactics, all that will have come into Robbie Nielsen's thinking. Probably not at this moment in time, but when they sit down and analyse what's going on, can they improve as well?
Gurler on the chase. And down goes Atkinson. Gurler, scorer of the second goal, continues and comes off Nielsen and out.
Yeah, it's a race for Atkinson and Serdar Gurler. too sure what the initial contact was. He does stay down. He seems to stumble over, not too sure. I'm sure that trods on him as he's trying to get to the ball.
He's been extremely unlucky. You talk about the recruitment and the squad building. They have been very unlucky with the injuries picked up at the start of this season.
English, please, if you are not English, so that I can read your message.
Flying in. They haven't heeded the warning of Yusuf Dayashimiya.
We're talking there about learning from your mistakes in a campaign. They haven't learned from their mistakes within the game itself, because it's a second opportunity for Dayashimiya. They go and get a goal. They should have scored from there. Chuck with the pace on the ball. However, you can't allow players of his quality in the air to have that freedom within your own 6-yard box. Big let off for Hearts.
Lewis Nielsen, the man tasked with sticking to Dayashimiya. A couple of times in that box.
It was interesting you spoke there about being decimated with injuries. If you're centre half and Hearts want to sign you in January, you said no thanks because all the rest of them are injured. There must be something going wrong. Stephen Kingsley out with a hamstring injury. Craig Halkin.
What?
Problem with his foot. So just remember, Hearts needed the most. That would have been Robbie Nielsen's first choice back three at the start of the season. He doesn't have anything.
Traore looking to stretch the defence again.
He's got such impressive attributes, hasn't he, Bertrand Traore? Just to me, sometimes he just plays within himself. He's got so much ability. That's the reason why he's had all the clubs and had the moves, but possibly something she's been lacking.
Clearly they can see the abilities there. Seen him a good few times with Aston Villa. Experienced campaigner now. Tuba. Led by Atkinson, and now Nielsen. Grant to Halliday. Grant out to Cochrane. And it's worked well. Cochrane again. Looks for Henderson. It will come off Tuba and out for a Hearts corner. A cheer goes up from the band of supporters who have made the journey from Edinburgh.
Well, that's the Ewan Henderson one just offside, but excellent play on the left-hand side by Cochrane and Grant.
Claire
All the
Hearts.
Hearts fans have travelled in big numbers. They always do. Credit to themselves in a football club. Can they get something to cheer about?
Nielsen goes up, then struck on the volley by Smith. Never
Unlucky.
really got a hold of it, Connor Smith.
Okay, Hearts.
Were they at all? Wasn't set at any stage for Hearts to get a strike off.
Bursting onto it goes Turuc. Oh,
Come on, Hearts, do something.
Halliday. Toby Civic.
There's no doubt Lewis Nielsen, 19 years of age, I think we have to remember that as well, that he's got the raw materials to be a top-class centre-half in the future, probably playing more minutes in the first team than what Robbie Nielsen would have anticipated when he signed him. However, he's got to learn quick, particularly when it comes to defending set plays and being touch tight with your opponent.
to Smith. Nielsen again. Atkinson.
Ow. Sorry, mate.
Also just looks more natural on that right hand.
Sorry, guys. Maybe you heard that noise.
Looked a little bit awkward at times in the first half when he was playing on the left. He was always wanting to take the ball back on his right foot.
Andy Halliday.
Got to say, he's been brilliant for Robbie Nielsen this season, Andy Halliday. You know, I was talking earlier about Alex Cochrane being versatile as a player. Well, Andy Halliday's the same. He can play anywhere in midfield. He can play across the front line. He can play in a back four, the back three, left centre, left wing back. So crucial when your squad is down to the bare bones.
Good run by Forrest. Atkinson now. Another attack breaks down for Hearts. Time for Lawrence Shankland to come on.
Of course, the last time he came on the pitch as a substitute, he got a hat-trick. I'm sure the Hearts fans would like that tonight.
A couple of changes for Basaksehir as well. Ali Shahiner coming on with Berkay Ozcan. Skipper Sarah will make way. Traore also heading off.
But I'm not putting it down as an excuse. It's really hard sometimes for me to listen.
Hearts will be bringing in Josh Ginnelly as well as Lawrence Shankland, just to freshen things up. Forrest
Cut!
first to make way. Change in fact, Barry Mackay also coming on. Smith makes way. Henderson. The other to come off for Lawrence Shankland. Top scorer for Hearts this season, 11 goals. 5 in his last 3. 3 of those 11 coming in Europe. A good shift put in by the trio coming off, certainly. It's going to be hard work in a night like this.
Oh, God. Gordon, what are you doing?
And into the middle with his first
3-0.
Berkay Ozcan finishes the job for Basaksehir. As the substitute makes it 3-0, and the celebration
3-0. 3-0, folks.
For the knockouts.
Once again, Hearts masters of their own downfall. And I know Craig Gordon was desperate to restart play. It's a poor touch from Alex Cochrane, but I just wanted Craig Gordon to held onto the ball a little bit, tried to build a little bit slower. Once the ball turns over, they come alive, don't they? They change the gear, Basaksehir. They commit men forward. Hearts are exposed, can't get back enough to recover. Barry Mackay just on the pitch trying to recover, but those Chan. It's a really good finish. The excellent first touch. Second touch just takes it away from the Hearts defence, and then too much pace, too much power. Robbie Nielsen rolled the dice to try and get back into the game, but unfortunately, within a minute, it looks like it's game, set and match.
Yeah, there'll be a big frustration for Robbie Nielsen. He's just made those changes to try and alter the course of the game. And Berkay Özcan makes it 3-0. So here's how Group A stands, with both Basaksehir and Fiorentina leading the way, and it's not going to change. That corner drifts all the way over, and Tuba races for it. Fiorentina, meanwhile, remain 3-0 up. And Riga against RFS.
Is it a bit of naivety from Hearts? You know, Craig Gordon, that instant throw, I'm just trying to piece it together in my mind, because, you know, he did want to start the play. Ultimately, he can't control Alex Cochrane. He has a poor touch in possession, but this button maybes.
Kaka is offside. And I guess it's probably a bit of both. Players will be encouraged to be brave with their passing, trust their teammates. This Sunday, join us live from Stamford Bridge for Premier League Today, with all the goals from the Saturday games in the English Premier League, followed by Chelsea versus Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's league leaders take on Chelsea from 11:30. That's on BT Sport 1 and Ultimate. Guys, ball in, didn't take a touch. Here's the third goal. Özcan blasting it past Craig Gordon, and Emre is a very happy man. There's Nielsen.
Just feels like it's killed the spirit of Hearts, hasn't it, with that third goal. At 2-0 you always believe you have a little chance, get back to 2-1, and suddenly the opposition can feel a bit nervous or make a few rash decisions. But I said it earlier, Hearts at no stage in this competition have really had a chance to get at Fiorentina or Basaksehir. The two teams they knew they had to try and cause an upset against. Allowed to get into the rhythm, enjoy the game, be goals ahead. Understood if they could cope under pressure, because they haven't really been under it.
It's a big week though coming up, isn't it? Home to Motherwell on Sunday, away to Rangers on Wednesday, then home to Livingston before the World Cup break. Perhaps looking to do a bit of making up of ground from their position in 6th in the Premiership. But will drift well off target.
Yeah, because while they were struggling in Europe to pick up wins and conceding goals and losing heavily, they were also struggling in the Premiership. Haven't had enough wins. I think it's 2 wins since the 18th of September in the Premiership. Yes, they're still within touching distance of that 3rd place. However, with Aberdeen and Hibs being stronger this season, they've certainly got a fight in their hands.
Forward comes Tuba. Will win the free kick as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a clear and obvious foul, isn't it, from Josh Ginelli? Just gives him a little shove, 2 hands.
Come on, Hearts.
Once again, Emre looking to get players on the pitch. Probably when Robbie Nielsen struggling for players and his big players being out injured, he's got a full quota. Emre been able to change and adapt and keep everything fresh.
Yeah, that squad needs the break, even though players are starting to filter back in. They need time to get up to speed, don't they? It's almost like having a second pre-season. Disagreement between Alexic and Shankland.
Yeah, some players also probably need a few days off, don't they? You know, like the Barry Mackay and Andy Halliday and Alex Cochran, Lawrence Shankland have been fit and available for all the games, even though at times probably carrying knocks, not being 100% fit, but knowing their manager needs him, the team needs him to go and perform. It's not just physically, I think it's mentally as well.
Well, again, the long ball looks for Gurler. Atkinson gets back and has his heels clipped.
Turn of pace, I've got to say, by Atkinson. I didn't fancy him to get there initially. There's a little flick from Gurler.
The double change to come shortly for Basaksehir. Two more attacking players will be coming on.
Come on, Hearts.
Yellow card, so that's the end of Serdar Gurler's night, as he's replaced by Munir Chouard, French left winger, signed from Dijon over the summer, and also as the centre forward Stefano Okaka. Looks a little frustrated perhaps to have not added to his goal tally. Started all 11 European games. Remember, Basaksehir had to come through 3 rounds of qualifying to get to here. Patrick Schisch, Polish striker, comes on. Here goes Mackay. He looks for Giannelli. Tucking in was Shahiner. Shankland and Mackay, good link up. It was just short with the pass to Grant and Diashamia. Ahmed Touba and Calderim. The option out wide to the left hand side. He's making space for Munir Chouard. Calderim. They're in a comfort zone now. Basaksehir with that third goal.
Yeah, they're clearly a side who love to dominate the ball. As much as they like going forward and being direct at times, they're more than happy to play negative passes and try and draw the opposition out, spend time on the ball and try and suck the life out of Hearts.
Chouard looks to go for the return. Are they a side good enough to go deep into the knockouts? There's some very, very strong sides in this competition, and there will be more, I suppose, when the drop-ins come from the Europa League.
Do you know what? We probably can't judge them against Hearts because they've been so far ahead. However, the game last week in Florence against Fiorentina, and Fiorentina turned up the heat and forced the game, they couldn't really cope with it at times, so it's a question that's very hard to answer. They've certainly got good quality on their side. They are second in the Turkish top flight, so you know, do they really believe they can go on and be competitive in the latter stages? Time will tell, but you'd imagine their side certainly better than this.
A very young team, just formed in 1990, but renamed in 2014. It's 140 years worth of history. The difference between Hearts and Basaksehir since the renaming of their side in the 7th European season for them. They've just missed out on once since their debut in 2015. So like we're saying about Hearts, they have become one of Turkey's regulars in European competition. That's pushed them on domestically to their first championship as well, and it's not easy beating the big 3 in Turkey: Besiktas, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce.
Doesn't also help that you're in the same city as them because they've got a vast number of supporters.
Watch.
You're right, it just means then you can invest more in your playing staff and your budget can be bigger when European football becomes a regular occurrence for you. We said at the first half, Hearts has to be the long-term aim. Yes, they've suffered this season, but they have to improve in all aspects.
Quarter of an hour to go. Grant. Civic, it's Ginelli now. Atkinson. Grant again. In from Shankland, and Halliday just couldn't quite control it or direct it towards goal.
Just wondered, can Andy Halliday have helped it on its way? He tried to take a touch, and it's going to be a perfect touch in a congested 18-yard box. The ball just slipped away and got away from him. He had helped it on its way from the pace on the ball from Shankland. May have tested Sengazer.
Shankland trying to link with Mackay. Shish, somebody new for Toby Civic to deal with, and he does well. Shankland onto Grant now. Good pick out in the middle of the park for Mackay. Halliday continuing his run forward. Ginelli. Back to Devlin. Decent little spell for Hearts. Atkinson arriving. He showed good energy down that right hand side, but just stretched too far.
Yeah, it probably sums up their games against the big two. They've lacked that little bit of finesse in the final third, and that's really mattered. They tried to force the issue, at times played hopeful balls forward. And maybe there's another pass on, a shorter pass, just to try and create an opening somewhere else, trying to prize open the opposition. That's something they'll have to certainly improve on dramatically, is able to play against good sides, create clear-cut chances. It was nice to hear Toby Civic talking ahead of the game as well, wasn't it? I caught up with Jamie Lyle this week, just with the renaissance of him at Hearts. Showed great character and spirit when everything seemed against him, but he's coming back and been able to put in some commanding performances. Albeit tonight they conceded 3 goals. I don't think he's put a foot wrong, barring one in the first half where he got himself caught in possession.
George Grant to Josh Ginelli.
Come on, Arts.
Barry Mackay all the way back to Toby Civic. Lewis Nielsen turns into trouble. The play does go on. No real surprise that it's Cammy Devlin's the man to emerge from that situation.
I was actually thinking of that when Cammy Devlin was getting involved. When you're in trouble, who are you looking for? Who do you want to come and help you? Cammy Devlin always prepared to come and help a teammate out.
Well, beyond the London derby on Sunday at the Bridge, we've got one final live Premier League offering before the World Cup. It comes from the Etihad, where Manchester City face Brentford. That's on Saturday the 12th of November on BT Sport 1 and Ultimate. And a further date for your diary: on Saturday the 3rd of December, Tyson Fury faces Derek Chisora in an all-British heavyweight showdown at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live only on BT Sport Box Office.
Yes!
Hearts free kick, and Alexic yellow carded, and
Come on, Hearts.
Alex Cochrane not happy at all. Andy Halliday and Cammy Devlin coming in as the enforcers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the referee does here, because Cochrane was pushing about. Andy Halliday came and got involved. There's a few the Basaksehir players got involved. It's a clear yellow card from Alexic. They've actually done well to avoid yellow cards as a team tonight, because there's been other incidents where
We are.
referees decided against it.
Hearts just need to go for it. Just need to play well. We need to play with a bit of tenacity.
This season, though, to be served at a future date. And also, Yusuf Shamir finds his way into the book.
Well, Alex Cochrane will hope he has to serve that suspension next season because it means Hearts will be back in European football. Promptly, isn't it, by Leipzig? And then it all kicks off. Everyone wanting involved. George Grant having his say. Andy Halliday also getting involved.
As Finlay Pollock comes on for George Grant. Another appearance for the youngster after signing that recent new deal.
He came on the scene a couple of years ago, didn't he, Finlay Pollock, and hasn't really been heard of since. But there's no doubt he has ability.
Halliday picking up a yellow card as well.
We're Hearts, we're Hearts, we're Hearts, we're Hearts.
Ginelli short. There's Atkinson forward from Nielsen. Ginelli again. Cleared up towards Shish. Ozcan. Shish goes for the return.
And you'd probably say, you know, in the 4 games that Hearts have played against Basaksehir and Fiorentina, this has been the best in open play that Hearts have performed. You know, they haven't created an awful lot of chances. We always speak about the soft goals they've conceded, but they've had more of the ball, they've passed the ball better, showed more confidence. Now, moving forward, it's all about getting it right in the attacking sense and being creative, but also shutting the back door and not being as easy to play against or score against.
Looking at it for Scottish football as a whole, it's been a grim old season. How do they try and address that, bridge that gulf that only seems to be getting bigger to the wealthier leagues and nations? That might not be a question that you can answer, to be fair.
To be fair, it's going to be down to individuals getting better themselves, but also as a collective unit. Rangers, Celtic and Hearts have had some heavy defeats this season. They've suffered at times. They've showed glimpses at times as teams. But ultimately, you've got to go back and lick your wounds and go and make yourself better.
I want us to play well, but the only problem is
don't have the finances to go and outspend someone else. So it's all about individuals and clubs and managers all becoming better.
This link up between Atkinson and Shankland.
come on, Ars, if you can get at least get a goal to end the campaign on it, would be amazing.
Attack of Basaksehir's. Shish was well driven out by Toby Sibic, though.
Excellent from Sibic. Very easy in that position to grab a hold of her jersey. Or even go to ground and try and make a sliding tackle. Stayed up, stayed strong, used his physical prowess. And Shush just got pushed wider, and then it became an impossible angle to score from. We mentioned Sibic earlier, he's only 23. You know, so he's still a lot of maturing to do as a defender. We think of the negative publicity he had and the frustration that he wasn't on his game. Nice to see him answering some critics.
Well, given away straight to Ginelli, Pollock, Mackay. Taken in the stride by Devlin. Squeeze the game. Shemia, who got everything started so early on in the game, 4 minutes in when he opened the scoring. Hearts haven't recovered from there, 2 goals in 2 games for the midfielder. Perhaps lucky to stay on the park, but his play aside from that has been rather impressive as Şener Özbayrakli comes on.
5 minutes to go, folks, including stoppage time.
It's the 5th appearance of the season for him, so the 32-year-old gets a run out late on.
You also think of the immaturity within this Hearts side with regards European experience. Andy Halliday's played. Barry Mackay possibly at some stage, maybe not, but it's Andy Halliday from previous, isn't it? Get this yellow card. Craig Gordon, of course, played lots of minutes for Celtic and Hearts previously.
Sensing an opportunity to step in their Hearts and nick the ball high up, but instead it's been played out to Shuar. Again, Atkinson does well. Just back from injury, Cammy Devlin. There's a few Hearts players struggling out there with Atkinson and Nielsen also just taking a bit of a breather at least.
They need a breather at least. They've been running their socks off for 90 minutes. Even though they get back and fill the freaking post.
He's had a few knocks as well, hasn't he? Daniel Atkinson tonight. Covered a lot of ground. Had to suffer at times. Have had to chase back. Had to try and get forward. And the wing back role, you've got to say, is that the graveyard shift in football, they call it, because you've got to do everything. And the manager, particularly when you're on his side, he's always encouraged you to get forward and get back.
He's getting used to playing those Thursday, Sundays as well. A new thing for all these players. Miles in the legs.
Yeah, you can't help but think, though,
that come with it.
Yeah, well, you can't help but think if Robbie had another 4 or 5 players available from his injured party, that the players maybe wouldn't have played as many minutes as they have. He probably known he's had to patch them up and put them out there and hope they can do a job for him, but it's going to step too far, particularly in European football.
What's the issue with Craig Halkett as he aggravated his injury in Latvia? Kept him out for another 6 weeks or so. Now just getting back into training. Here's Shish. Back with Devlin. Or Mackay, rather. Cochrane. This time it is Devlin. Nielsen. Civic out to Alex Cochrane. On an opportunity.
Go on! Yes! Yes!
It's a great save, but it will
Go on!
to Nathaniel Atkinson.
Come on! Even though we're not going to win, we've now just scored a goal!
Get their moment of celebration.
Come on! Take the European campaign! Alright! Heart of a goal!
And that's exactly what
We're Hearts! 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 They've scored! Nathaniel Atkinson! Goon!
Disappointing as it is to lose the game, I think Robbie would be proud of the young players in particular who have carried the fight.
Get Hearts! 6 minutes right on time at the end of the second half. 6 minutes.
Enjoy the rest of the night. They can sing and dance and know that they've scored in Fiorentina, they've scored in Riga, and they've now scored Basaksehir as well in Istanbul.
Goon! Hearts Hearts 1,
set all that up.
Istanbul 3. Hearts have a goal, folks! Woo! Ah! Something to be happy about.
Additional minutes.
Which,
And it's the Hearts song that rings around the Basaksehir Fatih Terim Stadium. Out in the northwest of the city, on the European side of Istanbul.
I'm just proud of the boys. They've actually played quite well to be losing 3 to get a goal is well deserved. I like to come to this. They've scored in Riga, they've scored in Fiorentina, they've scored now against Istanbul Basaksehir. So they have scored against every team in the group. So that's good.
National team or whether it's club sides.
But what a goal! What a goal scored by Hearts. And that will be going on to the channel,
To take advantage.
folks. Oh.
Endure a lot of pain and suffering over the past decade or so. The Hearts fans, of course, administration, relegation, foundation of Hearts kept the club alive. As much as they suffered this campaign, some heavy defeats, they always back their club. They always travel in numbers and bring a great atmosphere everywhere they go.
The word is around 1,000 making the trip to Turkey for this game. An opportunity for Basaksehir in stoppage time. Gordon makes another save. They'll be disappointed with how that second goal emerged, but other than that, when called upon throughout this tournament, Craig Gordon, exemplary in goals.
It's true what you're saying about Craig Gordon. You know, he will, after the game, think about his mistake and his timing and whatever have you, but I think as you get older, it hurts you worse about it. It affects you more. You think about it, you overthink it at times, whereas young players sometimes can brush it off and get on with it. So, Graves a perfectionist.
Turuc to Shuar. Calderim. Struck rather wildly by Omar Ali Sainer.
He is on side. Shish and Craig Gordon would be disappointed if he was beat from that angle. That's near post in particular, but
I'm just having to see a goal, man. I'm just having to see a goal.
Team to score here in the group.
That's more important than even losing a game.
3-0. Into that. They've only conceded 3 in the league at home.
We're the Hearts. We can go on. All up in the sea, the sea of the Hearts. We are the Hearts, and say we are the Hearts.
A couple more minutes of stoppage time for Hearts to see out.
we spoke last weekend, or sorry, last Thursday, didn't we, about Hearts beating RFS and trying to use that as momentum to kick them forward and add to it. Of course, they had the winner, Ross County, the weekend. I think there's parts of this performance showed that confidence, or the players certainly mentally are in a different place than where they were possibly 4 or 5 weeks ago. However, Motherwell now on Sunday becomes a huge game for them, particularly at home against the Motherwell side, who
Spell making.
certainly will be a challenge.
It was Ginelli away past Tuba. Chua sees the offside flag over on the far side. And Hearts will hope this is start of things to come in terms of European participation in the future seasons. Sliding in was was Nielsen, made the tackle well. Certainly given it.
I think the end of season report card would say something like, plenty of room for improvement. Small strides in some games, but room for improvement from everybody, from staff to players.
Sure, and he was rather cynically taken down there by Pollock. No card though. And the end of the road for Hearts.
Full time, folks. That is the end of Hearts' European campaign. Hearts 1, Istanbul Basaksehir 3. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Don't forget to post. I'll let you guys know when I do another live. Watch.